Edward G. Robinson was one of the most iconic actors of Hollywood's golden age, renowned for his tough guy persona and larger-than-life performances on screen. From his breakout role in Little Caesar to his memorable performances in classics like Double Indemnity and Key Largo, Robinson was a force to be reckoned with in the world of cinema. But behind the scenes, Robinson led a hidden life that was far more complex and nuanced than the characters he played on screen. From his early struggles as an immigrant in New York City to his political activism during the McCarthy era, Robinson's story is one of resilience, courage, and unwavering conviction. In this exploration of Robinson's life, we delve deep into the man behind the myth, shedding light on his lesser-known struggles and triumphs, and revealing the fascinating contradictions that made him one of Hollywood's most beloved and enigmatic figures. Whether you're a die-hard fan of classic cinema or simply interested in the lives of iconic figures, Edward G. Robinson's hidden life is a story you won't want to miss. Once upon a time, in the bustling city of Bucharest, there was a Yiddish-speaking Romanian Jewish family by the name of Goldenberg. The family was comprised of Morris, a builder, Sarah, his wife, and their children, including Emmanuel, who was born into the world in 1893. As Emmanuel grew up, he and his family faced the harsh realities of anti-Semitism. One of his brothers was attacked by an anti-Semitic mob, prompting the Goldbergs to make the difficult decision to emigrate to the United States. And so it was that on February 21st, 1904, the family set sail for the land of opportunity, arriving in the bustling metropolis of New York City. The family settled on the Lower East Side, where Emmanuel had his bar mitzvah at the First Romanian-American Congregation. Emmanuel, who would later change his name to Edward G. Robinson, attended Townsend Harris High School and City College of New York with aspirations of becoming a criminal attorney. But something else was brewing inside of him, a passion for acting and performing in front of people. Edward's interest in acting soon led him to win an American Academy of Dramatic Arts scholarship, a life-changing opportunity that would set him on the path to stardom. And so it was that he changed his name to Edward G. Robinson, embracing his new identity with gusto and paving the way for a career that would make him a Hollywood legend. In his younger years, he served in the United States Navy during World War I, although he was never sent overseas to fight in the war. After the war, Robinson pursued his passion for acting. He got his start in the Yiddish Theater District in 1913, honing his craft and building his skills as a performer. 2 years later, he made his Broadway debut in 1915, marking the beginning of a long and illustrious career on stage and screen. In 1916, Robinson made his film debut in Arms and a Man, a major milestone in his budding career. But it was his role in the 1927 Broadway police crime drama, The Racket, that really put him on the map. Playing a snarling gangster in the play, Robinson's performance was so powerful that it caught the attention of Hollywood producers looking for fresh talent. And so it was that Robinson was cast in his first major film role in 1929's The Hole in the Wall, starring alongside the iconic Claudette Colbert. The film was a hit, and Robinson's snarling gangster persona quickly became his trademark, leading to a string of similar roles in subsequent films. Despite only having made 3 films prior to 1930, Robinson's career was about to take off in a major way. With the advent of sound and film, Robinson's distinctive voice and larger-than-life presence made him a natural fit for the new medium. He left his stage career behind in 1930 and made an astonishing 14 films in just 2 years, cementing his place as one of Hollywood's biggest and most enduring stars. Once Edward G. Robinson had made his mark in Hollywood, he quickly became a sought-after actor, receiving offers from studios left and right. In 1930, he went to Universal to star in Night Ride and MGM for A Lady to Love, directed by Victor Sostrom. These roles were just the beginning of a successful run in Hollywood. Robinson's talent and hard work paid off when he was cast in the lead role of Little Caesar, 1931, at Warner Brothers. His portrayal of the gangster Cesar Enrico Rico Bandello earned him critical acclaim and skyrocketed him to fame. Following the success of Little Caesar, Robinson signed a long-term contract with Warner Brothers. The studio cast him in another gangster film, Smart Money, 1931, in which he co-starred with James Cagney. Robinson's on-screen chemistry with Cagney was electric, and the two actors fed off each other's energy, creating a dynamic and unforgettable duo. Robinson's range as an actor was also on display in Five Star Final, 1931, directed by Mervyn LeRoy, who had also directed Little Caesar. In this film, Robinson played a journalist, showing audiences that he was more than just a one-trick pony. Robinson continued to explore new roles and genres in his subsequent films, including The Hatchet Man, 1932, in which he played a Tong gangster. With each new role, Robinson proved that he was a versatile and talented actor, capable of bringing depth and nuance to any character he played. Edward G. Robinson continued to work with Warner Brothers after his success in gangster films. He starred in a biopic called Silver Dollar in 1932, where he played Horace Tabor. He then starred in a comedy called The Little Giants and a romance called I Loved a Woman in 1933, followed by Dark Hazard and The Man with Two Faces in 1934. In 1935, Robinson starred in a comedy called The Whole Town's Talking, directed by John Ford, while also being borrowed by Sam Goldwyn for the film Barbary Coast, directed by Howard Hawks. He returned to Warner's for Bullets or Ballets in 1936 before going to Britain for Thunder in the City in 1937. Robinson reunited with Humphrey Bogart and Bette Davis for Kid Galahad in 1937, and then was borrowed by MGM for The Last Gangster that same year. He starred in the comedy A Slight Case of Murder in 1938, and then worked with Bogart again in The Amazing Dr. Clitterhouse. Columbia borrowed him for I Am the Law in 1938. As World War II began in Europe, Robinson portrayed an FBI agent in the film Confessions of a Nazi Spy, 1939, which was the first American movie to depict the danger of Nazism to the United States. Although he was 48 years old, he volunteered for military service in June 1942. However, due to his age, he was disqualified, but he remained a vocal critic of fascism and Nazism. To avoid being stereotyped, Robinson accepted a role in Blackmail, 1939, a movie borrowed by MGM. He then played the biomedical scientist Paul Ehrlich in Dr. Ehrlich's Magic Bullet, 1940, and Paul Julius Reuter in A Dispatch from Reuters, 1940, two biographical films about notable Jewish public figures. He and Bogart co-starred in Brother Orchid, 1940. Robinson was part of an ensemble cast in Tales of Manhattan, 1942, and Flesh and Fantasy, 1943. Edward G. Robinson continued his career in the film industry by playing various roles in different movie genres. He starred in war films such as Destroyer, 1943, and Tampico, 1944, and played a supporting role in Billy Wilder's film noir Double Indemnity, 1944. Robinson also appeared in Mr. Winkle Goes to War, 1944, The Woman in the Window, 1944, and Scarlet Street, 1945, where he played a criminal painter alongside Joan Bennett and Dan Duryea. However, his career suffered a setback due to the House Un-American Activities Committee, which accused him of being a communist sympathizer. Robinson's career was rejuvenated in 1954 when he played the traitorous Dathan in Cecil B. DeMille's epic film The Ten Commandments. After a short hiatus from the screen, Robinson made a comeback in 1958-59 with his role in A Hole in the Head, 1959, where he was second billed after Frank Sinatra. Despite his advance in age, Robinson continued to work in the film industry and took on more television roles in the following years. During his career, Robinson made significant contributions to the acting profession, as well as to his country during World War II. In 1969, he was presented with the Screen Actors Guild Annual Award by Charlton Heston, who recognized Robinson's pioneering work in organizing the Union, his service during the war, and his outstanding achievement in fostering the finest ideals of the acting profession. Despite never receiving an Academy Award nomination, Robinson was recognized for his accomplishments in 1973 when he was awarded an honorary Oscar. The Academy praised him for his greatness as a player, his dedication to the arts, and his role as a dedicated citizen, describing him as a true Renaissance man. Robinson's personal life was marked by 2 marriages. His first wife was Gladys Lloyd, a stage actress with whom he had a son named Edward G. Robinson Jr. The couple divorced in 1956, and Robinson later married Jane Bodenheimer, a dress designer professionally known as Jane Arden. He also maintained a home in Palm Springs, California. In stark contrast to the tough-talking characters he portrayed on screen, Robinson was a man of refined sensibilities, soft-spoken and cultured, with a gift for languages. He remained a devoted member of the Democratic Party, even attending the 1960 Democratic Convention in Los Angeles. Robinson was more than just an actor. He was also an ardent art collector who spent many years amassing an impressive private collection. Sadly, he was forced to part with his beloved collection in 1956 to settle his divorce with Gladys Robinson. Additionally, he had suffered financial setbacks due to underemployment in the early 1950s. Despite these hardships, Robinson remained committed to his passions and beliefs throughout his life. He leaves behind a legacy that serves as a testament to his dedication to art, culture, and politics. Edward G. Robinson passed away on January 26, 1973, at Mount Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles after battling bladder cancer. His body was flown to New York and laid to rest in the family mausoleum at Bethel Cemetery in Brooklyn.